Welcome to Rassle Rock with Rick Connor,
Fat and talentless.
Matt Flowers,
Give me what I want.
Mark Hallbacher,
Is that okay, 2019?
and Corey Castle.
Tell everybody that you love them. So enjoy your life.
You're such a hippie.
Hey.
What's going on?
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi. It's Rick Connor from Rassle.
Take it away, Rick Connor. Who is me?
Who is me at this very time and space? What's going on, folks? Another week of wrestling. Oh, I didn't like that sigh. That sigh was a bad sigh. Did you not enjoy wrestling this week, Mark?
I did not enjoy Raw.
Who loses wrestling?
I did.
I don't remember much of Raw.
I almost lost my my WWE account this week after watching Raw. I almost canceled it.
I'm gonna have to look up Raw results because I completely forgot about it.
Real quick, talk about some of I guess the biggest news of wrestling this week.
Yeah, I'm
Eric
back.
Bischoff being fired.
Eric Bischoff being fired and,
He was a
and
scapegoat.
Bruce Pritchard. Yeah, of course he was.
Yeah.
They had him. They announced him as that role to be the sacrificial lamb because there's $1 billion on the line. They wanted to have name recognition right off the jump, and then he was the sacrificial lamb. He was just the scapegoat, like you said.
Sacrificial limb?
Lamb! Lamb! Lamb!
I said lamb.
Well, what's messed up is didn't he move all this stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or do you think
He,
that was
across
just,
the
do you
country.
think that was just part of the?
Well,
I mean, he made a video of him driving across wherever he was originally from. He put his dog in the truck and drove out to Connecticut.
he lived in the desert.
Yeah,
so
it was,
he didn't live
far.
in a convenient place.
No.
It wasn't a place that would lend well to. But he's Eric Bischoff. He's going to land on his feet. He's already got millions. He's going to be fine.
Yeah, he probably at least paid off his house with what
But
WWE paid him over the last
do you
3
think
months.
do you
They
think
gave him
there-
enough money for at least 2 new leather jackets and a motorcycle.
Do you think that was part of
Plus a
it?
hair
A
dye.
couple more hair dye bottles.
Do you think that was part of the initial conversation?
It's possible that they put him in there and it's listen,
Like,
we're gonna go to Fox.
If we lose
If
a
we-
million viewers, you're losing your job.
Yeah.
This is a temp
I
position.
think they just used his ability to work with networks to get them through the Fox transition.
I don't know.
And
He's,
they-
a lot of reports are saying that he was shirking his duties and Bruce Pritchard was doing most of the work anyway. So
He
Eric
was doing
Bischoff
what
is
to his
out
duties?
shirking.
Shirking? Is that a word? I've never
Yeah.
heard that word.
He's shirking his duties. Yeah,
What
that's a word.
What
Yeah,
a shirk off.
Who even know if that's true? Maybe
Yeah,
that's
nobody
just
knows.
something they put out
They're
there.
they're just calling Eric Bischoff and he's
Yeah.
standing in the mirror with his new leather jackets. Should I wear this with a black t-shirt or a white t-shirt?
I heard pretty much all he did was go to talent and was just hey, do you have any ideas for your character? And just jot them down. I was I'll pass it on to creative, and then he would disappear for a week.
He's a pass the buck guy. I like that.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean Bischoff is out, but like you said, he's going to land on his feet. Everybody's he's going to go to AEW. Probably
he'll
not.
do his podcast and rip
Yeah.
WWE apart for the next 4 episodes and get it.
I mean, he
huge
doesn't
hits.
have to, and he probably won't. He'll probably be like, oh, whatever. I mean,
Thanks for having me.
yeah, he was like, oh, well, cool.
Thanks for noticing.
I got paid money to do nothing,
Yeah.
to shirk off all day. I got paid all this money.
You're loving this shirk word, aren't you?
Look at all the cool hats they gave me to wear on backwards with my leather jacket.
I can point at my dimples and twist my thumbs and such.
Oh, poor
Here's
Eric
my
Bischoff.
whole thing about the losing 1 million viewers and all.
Yeah.
I was listening to
The Rock wasn't on there.
Vince Russo's podcast, and normally I can't stand Vince Russo, but what he said about the viewership made sense to me, bro.
Bro.
So, everybody's trying to get this 18 to 39 demographic, right?
Yeah.
And Russo was like, well, who cares? They're not watching broadcast television anyway. The people who are watching TV are the 49 to and up.
Not
And
only
the
that,
kids.
if,
So why aren't you making the show presentable to that audience?
All the kids as well.
dude, not only that, if you're 18...
If the kids aren't going to watch this, then who cares?
I mean,
about
little
it?
kids, like people younger than 18.
If you're 18 to 39, what are you doing between 8 and 10 o'clock on a Friday?
Yeah, but
you're getting-
that doesn't matter because it's always been like that. Wrestling shows have always been on the Friday night, Saturday.
Not
nights.
listening to this
You
show.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not
So
listening to that.
people were always going out and doing stuff. I don't
Yeah.
think that's.
But I mean,
it's
if
just not a
they're-
good product.
Bro, you want to
dude.
watch SmackDown? We'll pregame before we go to the bar.
It's not a good product. Man.
It's yeah.
Sorry. It's awful. And here's, listen.
We're gonna get demonetized. Okay.
And we've had discussions about whether or not pro wrestling is the biggest it's ever been. It actually hasn't. And here's why. You have how many big promotions now? You have WWF, NWA, which is like not there, AEW, WWF, even Ring of Honor is kind of falling off.
They call it WWE now.
But look at all the shindy promotions. There's like maybe 50 people showing up, maybe 100, maybe 200. In like the 60s, 70s, and 80s, you had literally 300 promotions running in the world with thousands of people showing up on a nightly basis.
Yeah.
So it's
So
just,
wrestling's not as big.
it's
as
not the
ever been.
talent, it's the creative. It's the way they're presenting it on Raw and SmackDown is just
It's bad.
which is the big boys, is
Yeah.
awful. And AEW, NWA is the only thing that's literally doing the opposite.
I was
They're doing
thinking that
the
exact
opposite.
same thought. Like,
AEW wants to say they're doing things differently. They're not. Like, what
Not
are they?
really.
What are they doing that's different?
No.
It's entertaining now.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, like AEW and NXT are very different from Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're pretty much the same as each other.
Yeah.
I'm just excited to see what their evolution's going to be because
Evolution is a mystery.
no, because it's it's new, and these people,
Yeah.
a lot of these people, this is their first time doing weekly TV.
Yeah.
like so they're going to evolve and constantly get better. So I'm excited to see that.
Why don't you have them on your podcast? Evolving, Mr. Evolving over here.
How is Sonny Kiss?
Huh?
I was
I wanted to make a point about AEW with that. I watched. Well, that's nothing bad against Sonny Kiss.
did you
It's actually
watch
the other competitor.
The dark AEW dark.
Yeah, I watched AEW Dark and I watched that match.
Which match was that?
It's Sonny Kiss versus the Librarian versus Kip Sabian.
The librarian.
First of all, he was the only one that I cared about in that match. The Librarian. He's a heat magnet. People were booing him. The thing is over. He has a character. He's a hateable person. I love that Librarian. The Peter Avalon. He was like an indie guy for a long time. Now he has this like librarian gimmick. The Kip Sabian, who his nickname is super bad. But like, I'm tired of people having these nicknames and like that don't back up. Like
What makes
who
you
gave you that
Superbad?
name?
Yeah.
Who gave you that nickname? What makes you super? What
They
gimmick
gave
is that?
themselves
Are you a
nickname.
dentist?
What's so
stunning
about Steve Austin?
You know what I mean? Like, Earthquake and Typhoon were two huge guys that like you looked at them. Okay, they are natural.
If you're going to be
disasters.
super bad, I want to see you dress like
Yeah.
Jonah Hill.
right? Or
You remember when Ellen first came out on TV?
No.
yeah, I watched
I do,
it.
yeah.
And she was like pretending to not be gay. She's
Right.
like, what is that gay humor? Because I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like that's how I feel about these nicknames. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But that match, the first thing after I watched it was it looked like it was a great example of like letting someone do something to you, and like it's very
Yeah.
it wasn't good. And Sonny Kiss, it's weird watching him because I had never seen him wrestle before, and it's uncomfortable when they're punch. I noticed when they're punching him, he's like,
That's awesome. I haven't seen him wrestle yet.
That's
That's
his
kinda cool.
that's his voice though.
Is
That's
it?
kinda cool.
That's what I was wondering.
That's
Listen to Evolving with Corey
it made
It
me
sounds
like
that way.
uncomfortable. I'm like, are they beating up this woman?
Listen
what
to
it
him on
sounded
my
like.
podcast, Evolving with Corey Castle.
Yeah, that is his
episode
voice.
148.
We met
I
him.
didn't-
He was at the Capitol show.
But I didn't know if that was his real voice.
Yeah,
or-
that's what he sounds like.
okay. Then that makes sense.
He's-
Good.
he's-
'Cause I was like, what
Is he putting on a voice
Yeah,
for that? Yeah.
He said LGBT plus, LGBTQ plus or whatever was the thing he said, and I was like, "You're so plus."
Top notches guy.
He's so plus.
I wouldn't know he wasn't on our show with us.
Yeah, he was on somebody else's
Not
show.
bitter.
He was on a non-wrestling.
A non-wrestling
Non-wrestling
Podcast.
podcast.
Wrestling podcast.
Some little-
Hosted by a wrestler though. So you got to have wrestlers on there sometimes.
I guess. So I didn't see AEW Dark. I heard about the hardcore
okay.
match.
It was good. It was good. It was.
A lot of people saying it was good,
It
but
was-
everything I hear about it,
It was entertaining, but like, dude, Joey Janela, can you like, dude, can you do a push up?
what's your name, fat body?
jelly donut.
It's fun. It's so funny because
He sucks.
He's-
he
He
sucks.
actually, that was probably the best match I've
he
seen.
can
man.
do things that are cool. He can do things that are cool, and he knows how to work.
He can't
He
sell,
just
dude.
doesn't look
He can't
like
sell.
a wrestler.
He can't sell.
That's what
either.
I'm hearing a lot about
Kenny
this
Omega
match.
was selling stuff, but like Joey Janela would go through like a guardrail or something. He'd be up like for the
Yeah.
like,
Because
dude,
he's so used to doing deathmatch garbage.
dude.
Yeah,
but
it's probably what it is.
I don't care what the excuse is, dude. Somebody, how come nobody in the back is saying, dude, you suck?
Yeah,
Do a push up, sell.
I just sell.
Like
I'm
you know
fine
what
with
I
his
mean?
body, but he just needs to sell.
He's got noodle arms.
He's got noodle arms,
Yeah.
like floppy noodle arms, or
Yes. Can you do that again?
like floppy noodle arms. Is that how he does
I
it?
actually, that was one of the most enjoyable matches.
Spaghetti.
I've
It
seen
was
all week.
very entertaining.
Spaghetti limbs.
JR trying to put it over as a match of the year candidate was a little
That's a
much of a
stretch.
stretch.
Yeah, stretch.
But it was good.
Everything I heard about it was just like, yeah, you know how you have like a death match or a hardcore match in a video game, and you just like go at it with your friend. Like that's what everybody was like. Yeah, it was just them doing moves to each other, and they just
It
kept
was
on
neat
getting back
seeing.
up.
It was neat seeing Kenny Omega in a different environment too.
Yeah.
Because he usually does like a straight marathon match, and they're good. But to see him in something different and uncomfortable for him was cool.
It was such a contrast because he's in such good shape. He looks. He's like.
Well, that's the thing is Joey Janela's like my height and
Optically,
flabby.
looks like
if
a
you
pro
look at
wrestler.
Kenny Omega, you're
Looks-
like, wow, that guy looks like a
pro
wrestler.
yeah.
And then he goes against Joey Janela, and you're like, that guy looks like a creative character in a video game
Yeah, there
that
you go.
you'd like make all the names job to. I mean, you'd make him job to all the names in the
Right.
game.
Like I said, it was a good match. Dark was good. I didn't see AEW. I caught some of the Marco Stunt, Jungle
Yeah.
Boy, Lucha Brothers.
I thought
match.
he was. You've known my opinion on Marco Stunt, but I actually thought that match was good. I thought the way he was, because he wasn't supposed to be in that match. It was supposed to be Luchasaurus. but he
Yeah,
got
he
injured.
Yeah,
tore his Achilles or something like
His
that.
hamstring.
Hamstring.
But I thought Marco Stunt, the way they worked with him in it was well done.
I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see AEW Dark this week because of Taz. Taz.
yeah. Taz is going to be
commentating.
on commentary.
Yeah,
How about that?
What?
Yeah,
Taz on commentary with Excalibur. I don't know if that's gonna. I don't think that's gonna be a real thing, like a regular thing. But
Maybe.
Oh, why
maybe.
not?
I think it's just because he was in Philly.
I don't know. Maybe for Dark. Maybe they're just going to do Taz at Dark.
Maybe.
you know?
yeah. I think that's what they're doing.
Well, they made him his own,
And
his own theme
get
song.
Excalibur away from Tony Schiavone and JR and let
Yeah.
Tony Schiavone and them be the main guys for the main show. And then I love Taz, his commentary.
Well,
he was great at
He did
SmackDown.
commentary for almost 10 years in WWE. Like,
And then how many years did he do it in TNA?
right. So
A lot.
he's got like 16 years of like color commentary under his belt.
Yeah,
I
and he's
think-
good.
Yeah, he's very talented.
Yeah.
And now he's a broadcaster. He's all the way used to it.
And what, CBS, NBC? one of
CBS
those?
News. He
CBS
does
News.
the morning show.
Yeah.
Taz and the Moose, and then he has the
Taz
Taz
and
show.
I didn't know it was called Taz and the Moose.
Taz
Yeah.
and the Moose.
Jesus. Because you can't get a more like cheesy
Oh yeah,
morning show.
Well, Taz and the Moose here on
Taz and the
CBS
Moose.
Sports Radio.
Taz and the Moose.
Survive.
What's going on, Taz? What's going on, Moose?
Survive if I let you.
There's dolphin sounds going on.
Oh man.
I think maybe on the East, like each coast, maybe they'll bring in like an old timer commentator, like Taz on the East Coast. Maybe down south they'll bring in like. I don't know, Gordon Soley's not allowed anymore, but like I don't know, somebody
Human.
or Mike Tenay or I don't
I
know.
never liked Mike Tenay.
Well, Mike Tenay lives in Las Vegas.
Oh, is he? So
He
he's on the
lives in
West
Las
Coast?
Vegas. Yeah.
Never liked him.
He does like sports betting.
Oh, yeah.
Of
Las
course
Vegas.
he does. He looks like a sports bettor.
Yeah.
Oh, was half bald in the head.
Can anybody else not take the Dark Order seriously?
I can't.
Like
One guy's
I love
so
the
good.
gimmick. I love the gimmick,
guy-
and the one guy's great. He's fantastic.
His look is amazing. His gear's great. And then he's just settled with all these hangers on, it seems.
well,
Ham and Eggers.
Ham and eggers.
well, the other dude, the real fat one, it looks like he can't work to save his life.
Player Uno.
Yeah, he's terrible.
Is that what his name is?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it used to be. I don't know what it is now. It's probably like
It's like some
Super Dad or something.
Pizzeria Uno.
But he's terrible. And I don't mind the gimmick, all the minions all around the ring. I like that. I think that's cool. It's just he's awful.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the whole gimmick is he's so bad at wrestling. He needs all
I
these
just
minions.
don't get it.
I know. I'm so old now.
I don't know, man. Like I enjoyed AEW this week, but it was just okay for me. Like there were some matches. There were the Rio and what's her name, Britt Baker. I thought that match was great. There was a tag match. I'm trying to remember now. The Lucha Brothers versus.
It was Marco Stunt and Jungle Boy.
Yeah.
Was that the first one?
That was no. They had
There was like 3 tag matches.
they had the best friends versus SCU.
Santana and Ortiz.
Oh, Santana and Ortiz.
No, they wrestled the 2 jobbers.
Yes.
There was like
Wow,
4
we are
tag
like-
matches.
we're all-
Yeah, it's all over the place.
SCU, I was thinking SC Johnson Wax.
SCU wrestled the best friends, and then Ortiz and whatever. They wrestled jobbers, and then it was Jungle Express without Luchasaurus wrestling.
It's Jurassic Express.
Jurassic, whatever.
Who cares? Dinosaur Fun Train. Besides,
So we pulled on this girl over the weekend. Well, that was wrong. I'm sorry.
that's all right. We're not edgy enough.
That's the name of the episode. Dinosaur Fun
Dinosaur
Train.
Fun Train.
The
Thank
comments
you.
of Mark Halbacher do not represent Mark Halbacher. I'm on a ton of cold medication.
There was a tag match that I thought was really great. I didn't like the main event. Like it was
was
it
different.
got Darby Allin over, I guess, but I mean at the same time it was just like, here's a bunch of moves. I'm going to tie your hands behind your back. I'm the heavyweight champion, and you're somehow still going to kick my ass.
Did you see
It's Jericho's job, though. He's
did
going to
you
make
see
all these kids like stars.
the gift on Twitter with like Chris Jericho on the skateboard, and it like put the Tony Hawk Pro Skater graphics on the thing, and it gave him points for something. It was
Nice.
stupid.
But yeah,
It's funny.
AEW I thought was an okay show, but I thought NXT blew it out of the water.
The only thing about NXT I didn't like, and what I was talking about right before the mics went on, is all right. We got Keith Lee again versus
Diverticulitis.
Great match.
Dijakovic, I think
Great
is how you
match.
say
It was a slower paced match. It was a little more hard hitting than the other ones, and then Roddy runs in and breaks that match up. Why? Because he's supposed to wrestle one of them. Whoever wins, is that what it was?
Yeah, well, it was.
But why would you break that up and screw yourself into wrestling both of them at the same time? It's just no logic.
Maybe he just thought, hey, now I don't have to wrestle anybody in like the
I don't know.
insulting
And
our
then-
intelligence kind of way.
And then I was kind of sad for the
Insulting
baby.
whose intelligence?
Everyone's.
It's his own.
It's his own, yes.
Yes.
I was kind of sad for the bait and switch. I finally want to see one guy finally win, and then those two move on to something else. And
Well, I
then
think we're going to get that next week. You know.
hopefully it's Keith Lee. I like to see Keith Lee get the belt. I just think he's a better
great.
product.
Yeah. But
He's got marketability.
Dijakovic is great.
He-
He's amazing.
He's good. I think he needs work on his personality.
Yeah, I can see that.
Wrestling wise, his look. What's he? 6'8", 6'7"?
He's big.
jacked,
Big dude.
and he can work. So like, I mean, he's not the best. But he's still a little rusty or whatever, green here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But his character is blah.
Yeah, that's true.
He's a basic bitch.
He needs a cool nickname,
Like super bad.
awesome
Diverticulitis.
dude.
Well, his name is. Not
I will
marketable.
hurt your intestines.
I'm awesome dude.
His name isn't marketable. Like
That's the
no
thing.
one can say it.
I was thinking that earlier this week. You have all these guys that come into the WWE, and then WWE makes them change their name. Like Cesaro, his name used to be Claudio Castagnoli. Well, that's too hard to say. But Dominic Dijakovic isn't going to work here. Like, we're just going to keep that as is.
They made it more complicated when
How
he
about
went to
Cien
WWE.
Almas? The guy had a great ringing name, and they took it all away from him. Like,
You're
it's
just Andrade
Andrade
now. Yeah, like what the hell? It's like why all these like crazy like Oni Larkin. It took me so long to figure out how to say.
By the
Like,
way-
we're calling him Alani for a while.
They could have just called him Biff Busick from the start.
By the way, did you guys watch them on NXT? They are the most underrated tag team in the
Yeah.
business. They
Oh my
are
God.
fantastic.
Did you hear that pop when he made the hot tag?
Oh yeah,
The whole building exploded.
because Oni is awesome.
popcorn.
He hits hard. He's very stiff, and his moves are all. He has a great moveset.
They looked at each other before they walked out. And they went, "Want to share a pop?"
Share a pop with me. Share a Coke with Brandon.
No, but NXT was good.
It was great. I honestly, I didn't have a problem
The
with
backstage scene where Velveteen Dream was jumped.
Yes.
was really good.
Oh, if he was drunk, that would have been so much better.
But I thought that was
I
great.
am on cold medicine.
I thought it was great how they did it. They walked out and handed a USB drive. Check this out. This is what we're going to do to everybody. That was great. It wasn't just like, oh, the WWE cameras caught up with these people backstage. You know, it was just, you know, it was like, we did this.
And
we filmed this.
I really enjoyed Io Shirai and Caden.
Good luck.
Caden, Charles. I forgot. It was like really good. The beginning was great.
Caden
trade move for move.
Panettiere.
I don't know. I'm running out of names because the women's division is like really hot in NXT right now, I think. And there's like
Especially with Rhea Ripley coming over.
Rhea Ripley is great too. And then who was the girl that just came back?
They got Bianca back. Then they got
Tegan Knox.
Tegan Knox
Tegan
is
Knox.
back, and then
Tegan Knox came back from 2 like ACL tears. Like what?
That was
It's a
one
tough
of the most,
chick.
That was one of the most horrific things I've ever seen. Was like her blowing her other ACL out in the women's tournament last year. That was brutal.
And then Pazer comes out and is like, "You're running out of limbs from
Dude,
me
you
to
want
injure."
to get her over real quick?
Yeah.
They do a vignette where they give her 2 robotic knees because it was the ACL on both knees. The first one and then the other one. They should do a robo knee gimmick.
Robo
She has to put the knee pad on. Like, dude, you don't think robo knee would get over?
Oh,
Not-
so
not only that-
copy the RoboCop stuff, but with her knees. Yeah. That would
theme
dude,
song?
come on. I just literally just thought of that.
well,
I would just go
Robo
heel.
knee.
I would just have her go heel and use
I'm
those knee
above
braces
all.
on everybody.
Hey.
I would just use those knee braces on everybody.
Why not? Have her be like
But
Luger with
we're
the forearm.
We're talking about her coming back, and then her friend who came out the save her, she just came back.
Oh.
Yeah.
The one from whatever. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Team Kick.
Yeah. What's her name?
Dayquil. Do not take it before you do a show.
What is her name? It's gonna freaking bother me. Oh well.
And I'm not even looking it up. There's
The leader of Team Kick.
there's like 3 people going after the
Dakota
women's
Kai.
title right now. Dakota Kai.
That's a hard name to pronounce.
It's not as bad as Dijakovic. I still can't say it.
But
Dijakovic. It's like, yeah, I have to break it down every time I say
Here's a
it.
question while you take a sip of that. Do you think they're devaluing? Like, do you think Velveteen Dream is becoming less and like he's becoming stale? He should have been called up to the main roster by now.
well, there's no call up anymore.
I don't think he's stale.
It's all TV. It's all.
I still think there's call-ups because, NXT is on like USA now, but it's still not Raw and SmackDown. There's still not.
it's still-
If it was still,
It's better.
if it was, well,
Yeah,
it's
it
better.
is.
It's way better.
Because it's
But
not
I mean,
a
if it was
touring company like
Yeah.
Raw and SmackDown are.
that also, but if NXT was if it was like on the same level as Raw and SmackDown, they would have made it part of the draft.
Now, here's a match I really wanted to see this week on NXT, but I had to miss it. Luis Martinez and
Pete
Pete
Dunne.
Dunne. Yeah, I wanted to see that match real
Yeah.
bad. I didn't see it. Was it?
Damian Priest is his name. That's why I looked at you confused.
Sorry, I forgot.
We're just a disaster today.
Yeah, it's all right. We're all over the
I'm
place.
on cold medicine.
It's because this week really. I mean, have you guys
Throw this
watched?
microphone thing off.
Have you watched any of the NWA episodes?
Oh yes, I watched both. It was amazing.
Yeah. So, dude,
Honestly,
I
think
love Eddie Kingston.
Yes.
he's the best, man.
I will support that guy until the day I'm dead, man. He was my friend back in Chikara, and he was just so super nice to me. We had a couple matches together, and
you know what I think about all the time when I think of Eddie Kingston?
yeah,
One time when we were in the locker room, and he had a Playboy for some reason. I have no idea why he had a Playboy.
Yeah.
And somebody said, I can't look at porno magazines anymore. I have to watch porn. And he's like, you just move the magazine. And he just started moving the magazine. And he's like, this works just as good. And I never stop thinking about that. Whenever I think about Eddie Kingston, I think about him going, you just move the
Just do
magazine.
this, dog.
You
Just do this. I got a little tired of Cornette making like stupid neighborhood jokes about how I was like, oh, his neighborhood's so bad. The neighborhood restaurant was like serving broken leg of lamb. I'm like, stop it.
They go back years though. For the
I know.
Ring of Honor, they're just trying to get his boy over.
I know.
Mother. He's a heel.
He's a heel, baby. But
He's a heel.
Homicide, it's crazy how good he is, and like how smooth of an in-ring technician he is. And like it gets lost in the shuffle with so much going on. But like you watch that and you're like, wow, Homicide's such a better in-ring performer than Eddie Kingston. I like Eddie Kingston a lot, but I'm like, wow, Homicide's definitely like a little bit better. And that's no insult to Eddie at all.
How about what's his name now? Aaron Stevens?
Oh yeah, Damien Sandow.
Don't make eye contact.
Don't make eye contact with me. I love that clip. He's sitting there getting interviewed. He lays out this whole thing. It's like, I don't care if it's the camera guy. I don't care if it's you. I don't care if it's, all these people in the crowd, all the wrestlers in the back. Nobody's allowed to make eye contact with me. And then the interview guy starts to ask a question. You just hear some guy from the crowd, he said not to look at him. That cracked me the hell up, man. Oh my God. But that was great. Yeah, Sandow is a great on the mic.
Good addition. They just sold out their pay-per-view.
I heard. Yeah.
I don't know where is it going to be. Is it going to be in the studio?
Oh, I don't know.
Is it in
So
Atlanta?
they sold out.
It's in Atlanta.
They sold out 100 tickets.
Do you know who he reminded me of in that promo?
Who?
Edge. He was reminding me of Edge in that
Yeah.
promo.
Yeah, I can see that.
I was like, why does he remind me of Edge so much in this promo?
Because Edge is coming back.
This day.
That's why he reminded me of him.
You guys don't want to hear the
And he
bomb.
canceled his podcast to train to come back.
You don't want to hear the bomb I'm going to drop.
What? You got a hot take?
This is the,
Can't be bigger than a bomb.
Is this
that
breaking
dropped
news?
on Monday.
This is the card that WWE has in their pocket.
Yeah.
Listen, this is it.
He just did a little imaginary
And this is why
thing.
they don't care about any of the rating, losing 1 million viewers.
Because they already got the money. They already
This
got
is
the
the
money.
bomb that they're dropping. Steve Austin's going to wrestle at WrestleMania. That's happening, dude.
How do you know that that's happening?
Because they're teasing all this stuff. I'm in the best shape I've ever been in. I could work a match. Dude, come on. They're leading up. They're leading up to Austin at Mania against either Brock, Cena, Rock, or Hogan.
Yeah, but he just did a podcast saying, it's like, yeah, I could come back, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, when they offer him like a $10 million paycheck.
Dude, I don't understand
on,
why
man.
anybody would turn that down. I don't understand why Punk keeps on turning everything down.
He just
Like
said
everybody's-
he said it would have to be a very big bag.
Yeah.
I just listened to him on Chris Hardwick's podcast today.
Yeah.
It was so boring. It was such a boring conversation.
Well, he did this big AMA thing on.
he was like,
on
Thanks for
Twitter.
putting it over,
Oh
brother.
man! Check out the ID10T podcast with CM Punk, and you'll find some really good inspiration to
If
fall
you wanna
asleep
fall,
to.
oh, dude, beat you to it. If you want to fall asleep, hey Mark, don't buy that NyQuil. Listen to this podcast.
I so need NyQuil.
I don't. Honestly, I don't care if CM Punk comes back. I didn't.
But Austin
Please
against
please come back.
Against
babe.
who?
Rock, Cena, Brock, or Hogan.
Well, Rock's not going to do
I
it
don't wanna see
because
any of
Rock
those.
already just responded to
I would like
Orton's
to- I'd
thing
like
and
to see
said,
Austin-
I've retired.
I would
He's
like
not
to see
coming.
Austin and Cena, or Austin and Brock, or Austin and Hogan.
Cena-
Hogan's
I
going to
bet
be
Money
in training,
Cena will be
dude.
back by Mania.
I'd rather see
Hogan's hanging
Austin-
banging at Clearwater Beach Gym, dude.
I'd rather
I don't
see
know about
Austin
that.
against somebody who's like
Only
young.
thing he's clanging and banging is
like,
his spinal cord.
Like,
Yeah,
I'd
it's like-
rather see Austin against like AJ Styles or like Kevin Owens. Or
That would be
Sami Zayn.
cool too, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I don't want to see Austin and Cena. I mean, maybe
that's
but
never happened. Why? What is that face, dude? You wouldn't see
It's
that?
Cena. Oh, okay. So I
literally
want to see a springboard
Dude,
stunner.
You make me sick, man.
Why? What is so great
Your
about
face.
John Cena?
It's Austin. It's Austin Hogan.
It's
I
dueling
know.
pops.
Austin can't, or Hogan can't even bump right now, man.
Dude, can you imagine the crowd?
As Hogan breaks his back for an 11th time,
Dude, he doesn't have to do anything. He just has to do his punches.
he's going to have to bump at some point if he's having a
he'll-
match at WrestleMania.
Dude, Austin's
Dude, listen,
taking the leg
everybody
drop,
was like,
man.
"Oh man, Bret Hart's coming back. Bret Hart's coming back." Do you remember that match that he had with Vince at
Awful,
Mania?
dude.
All 27
It was
minutes. of it?
garbage.
Embarrassing.
It was embarrassing. Like, I don't want to see Hogan go out there and embarrass himself.
Hogan won't though because he never has in the ring, dude.
He's also never had 11 back surgeries.
Did you?
Like, come on.
What about Brock, dude?
Huh? Austin and Brock?
I
don't
think,
know.
I think it's 10 years too late.
Yeah.
Did you see Hogan's last match that he did with Sting, Bound for Glory in TNA?
No.
It was his
awesome?
last. Awful.
Was
It
it
was
awesome?
terrible. It was the
Easy.
the drizzling.
Don't be Matt Flowers over here.
It was
dropping
not.
F-bombs.
It was not good. And he was like in jeans and was bleeding all over the place. It was weird, and I didn't like it.
He stinks, and I don't like him.
Look at this face. Look at this picture. This just popped up on Google. You're telling me you want to see this guy wrestle at WrestleMania? Look at this.
I'm telling you, man.
Have you seen? I'm actually going to see Brendan Schaub tomorrow. Did you see in his Showtime special when he talked about Hulk Hogan's sex tape?
No.
Oh man, that's a good bit. Look it up on YouTube.
Thanks.
Cool. Thanks for bringing that up.
Thanks for bringing it up.
I
So Raw sucked.
I don't want to misquote it too much, but it's so funny.
Oh, by the way, dude, other big news. Mike Kanellis has asked for his release.
Of course
Yeah.
he has.
What?
I don't
Yeah,
blame him.
I'm not surprised. I would do the same thing, dude.
He's like, can my last match be a buried alive match?
Dude, they already replaced him with Rusev.
Yeah.
That's how important he was for this whatever storyline they've been doing. I got to listen to Lana talk about how she likes it hard and deep. It's like, oh, Jesus,
Yeah.
what am I watching?
You know what? It was just
You guys
as
got your
uncomfortable.
Attitude Era back.
Yeah, it was.
good.
It was just.
Isn't good.
It was just as uncomfortable in the Attitude Era. Like if
Yes.
anybody remembers that stuff, like it got bad. Like how many people did we see in like a hotel room together with like Mark Henry in China and like weird stuff?
Never liked it.
No, it was
Giving
like
birth to
okay,
hands.
yeah, Mae Young giving birth to a hand. It's like what is happening?
I still never understand that.
I didn't mind the Edge and Lita stuff.
I did.
Because you saw her boobie.
No,
I
I mean
get
it
it.
was because it was like it was because it was partly real. Like I liked that. Like
They were together in real life, but
like,
so what?
The whole like Matt Hardy coming back and that feud. It all.
Yeah.
I liked it all. I thought it was like captivating television.
Until
Yeah, but that was in, like,
until
2003,
Matt never
wasn't it?
got his revenge. And it just went on forever.
Well, you didn't need it.
He didn't need it.
No.
He was going to go to TNA.
A
in a
guy's
couple
been
years.
scorned by his girlfriend. You know, he never needs vindication. You know, like, just drink it away.
That's the story. That's the moral of the story that the WWE wants to teach people. It's like, listen, when some other guy bangs your girlfriend, let it go. Just let it go. You're fine.
The rated Z
You'll be
superstar.
okay.
I just think like they have a guy like Rusev and Bobby Lashley, and they can't think of any better.
Anything
ideas.
else that I'm going to bang your wife?
Like?
Like what?
And every
I-
storyline like this always ends up in the couple being divorced. You ever notice?
Yeah, usually.
And it was like
Lana, I want a divorce.
it was like
Rusev crashed marriage agreement.
it was like they did a part where like they went to commercial with some lady rubbing her feet and she's like, no, I like it harder or
Yeah.
whatever. And I was like, I'm not coming back from commercial to watch how this goes. I didn't come back from commercial, but I heard about how it went and it went exactly how I expected it to.
Can we either talk about I have two things from Raw that really aggravated me.
You're going to pass out before the end of the show.
I almost cancel my subscription after this. All right, so AJ comes out when the Street Profits are like announcing that they're finally going to wrestle, and AJ does what he always does. He's amazing. He talks about why would anybody care if the OC's on Raw anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Which if you listen, the pop for the OC was bigger than Street Profits.
Yeah.
Typical WWE. So they beat up the Street Profits, and now they have a match in Saudi Arabia. And do you know who the third person is?
It's rumored.
Virgil.
Not
Booker
necessarily-
T?
It's Virgil.
Booker T. So AJ Styles and the OC are going to job to Booker T and the Street Profits.
Well, it's a Hall of Famer, so it's credibility to
Ever since
like losing.
Ever since the Good Brothers signed their contract, WWE has just bent them over the table and destroyed their characters, and it's gross.
Pretty much.
And then we can get to the Firefly Fun House.
That was a bad look. I did.
It's awful. Well, here's the thing, dude. It's backstage. The Firefly Funhouse is just backstage. Like,
It's like
Seth's just walking down the halls, and someone accidentally left
There
the
it
door
is.
open. He's like, "Oh, there it is."
like thanks for dude. I'm telling you, man. They killed the.
Were the
Fiend.
puppets
They
just
didn't
sitting
kill
out in
the
the hallway
Fiend.
smoking and
Killed
forgot to
him,
lock the
man.
door?
Well, he's gonna lose to Seth. Saudi, dude. They killed him. He's done. Seth is done.
Seth's done, but the
Seth
Fiend is
is
still
done.
going.
He every time he came on the screen, they booed him.
I'm telling you, there's something more to it that I don't think that the WWE like creative team or whatever is going to like touch on, because like Seth's doing like heel things and it doesn't like click with it, but it should be something along the lines of like Seth's like he's turning evil, like the Fiend is making Seth more evil, like it's like penetrating his soul in some weird way. Like they're not doing enough to push the Bray Wyatt and Fiend as two separate people, because it was like in Bray Wyatt's head, the Fiend is someone completely different. That's why I texted you guys. It's like,
no, Bray killed it. That whole thing when he leaned up and he was crying, he's like, "Why are you doing this?
Why
to
are
me,
you
man?"
doing
Like,
this to me?" That line floored me. I'm like, Bray Wyatt sees these two people as separate people, and he sees Seth Rollins as a friend that's attacking him for no reason. Like, that is great, right? Like, that's a Hollywood story right there. And they need to expand on that instead of Seth Rollins cutting a stupid promo.
He didn't cut a promo. He just stared into space and went,
Burn it down.
It's like,
You're going to burn it down.
It's a bad enough
literally.
catchphrase, but then to actually burn something down,
It's a heel move.
it's bad.
Yeah.
It's like, somebody already did that to Bray Wyatt a couple years ago.
And it was stupid
And
then.
it was dumb then. Stop doing it.
but my whole thing was they had to pan on his face, and he had to do it. Burn it down. And it's like, and then he flips the
bad.
table over and lights it on fire. Yeah, if lights on fire, flips it over. It's like, this sucks. Like this completely
Burn it
sucks.
down. Flip it around.
It's just that weird, like, WWE's like, we're gonna do what we want to do, and we don't care what anybody wants. We don't.
They need to turn Seth heel. Like, bottom line, that's the
I
only
like
thing that's
Seth
gonna
better
save
as a
it.
heel anyway.
Yeah,
Always
But I mean,
did.
it's gonna make him evil, man. Make him like another Fiend. Make him a Fiend. He's just Fiend. He's Fiend light. You know, he's Fiend adjacent or something. Give him some like weird gimmick where he's like putting on a weird clown mask and stuff like that.
Team
That
them
would
up.
be cool.
They'll
Yeah.
be called Best Fiends Forever.
That would be cool. Like later on, someone getting jumped, and then they actually get one of the masks off, and it's actually Seth.
Yeah.
It drove him insane that he actually thought he was the Fiend. That would be fun.
Yeah, Seth
They're
puts
not
on a
gonna do that.
mask of like skin of somebody else's face.
Mm-hmm.
You know what would be?
Mike Kanellis.
That's my
I was just
I'm
thinking
the father.
how interesting this would be. Like, you remember when Kane was completely covered everywhere because in his brain he was burnt?
Yeah.
And then when the mask came off, he wasn't burnt?
Yeah.
Have the Fiend maybe think that, like, when Seth burnt the place down and burnt him up. You know what I mean? Like, the
needs to
Fiend
wear
is
some
burnt
kind of-
now, and
yeah.
he's like afraid to, I don't know. He like takes security in
I
that.
know they showed scheduling wise,
something.
Bray Wyatt will be on every Raw for this month,
I heard that.
and
Like,
it's-
they just drafted him to SmackDown. They ruined this draft already.
Oh, dude.
It's insane. What?
what was not what's her name? The Scott. I can't think of her name right now.
What's the name that's got?
She's Scottish. The one who's with Alexa Bliss.
Nikki Cross.
Nikki Cross was she not traded to Raw
No, they
with
were on the
Alexa
same-
Bliss?
Yeah, and then they
And
made
now
a trade.
she's on SmackDown.
That's another thing that sucks because they made a trade on that whatever that FX1 show is, FS1, whatever it is.
Backstage.
Oh, did they?
Triple H came on and was like, yeah, they teased the hell out of it. It's like, yeah, we're going to make this blockbuster trade. And he's like, yeah, Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss are going to SmackDown. Cool. Thanks, man. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for that blockbuster announcement on the first
And
episode of this
they didn't
stupid
announce
show.
who got traded.
Nobody
Raw.
got traded to Raw.
When there's a trade,
they
there's
got
two
trade
parts.
They got
It's an
they said something
exchange.
like yeah, I know that's
just-
not trade. It's just giving something for free. But no, they got
Like giving
returned.
yourself a nickname.
They got
You
like
can't give yourself a nickname. Somebody else has to give it to you.
they got like a trade, like a future trade opportunity or something in return.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, what the
Two
hell?
future picks down the line.
Yeah,
like this
what?
is the NFL.
Well, you know, it's
So
like
bad.
I wanted to say this before. When they did the trade and they kept cutting back to like the NFL on Fox, all those people, and they were like,
The war room?
and then like, no, I'm talking about like the Troy Aikman, and he was like, oh, my draft day was like the best day of my like. This isn't the same thing. These people aren't getting life-changing money.
Right.
They're not kids. They're getting drafted.
I know we talked about it, but how about like the executives on the phone, like,
we need to
who are they on the phone with?
Fox robot.
Who are they on the phone with? Like,
Yeah, like who they call?
they don't have agents.
I'm sorry, Mom. I know you wanted Roman Reigns on Raw, but we couldn't get him. Sorry.
Oh my god, man.
Yeah,
That stuff was bad.
Are we just crazy? Like,
No.
do kids watch this and like
No,
it?
they have
No,
nobody
kids,
in that
little kids.
demographic watching.
No, I mean like little kids because that Bailey thing. Did you see all the Twitter videos and stuff like that of parents taping their kids as she was cutting down the Bailey buddies? Huh?
Were they crying?
Yes.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Tears. I felt
That was the best
I
thing.
felt-
I thought that was awesome last week.
Yeah,
when
she-
Oh yes.
when she took the hood down, her hair was all cut off.
Yeah.
She just started destroying it. I thought it was great.
But where's your side pony? Where's your little side ponytail?
But what did they do? Have her feud with Sasha now? Is that what?
No.
They're both
Charlotte, you mean?
And how much garbage was that Charlotte came back to Raw?
Yeah.
Dude, how about the main event? The freaking main event of Raw is the Kabuki
Oh my God.
Warriors. The main event is the Kabuki Warriors against Natalia and a mystery opponent, and she chooses Lacey Evans.
That was
after they were
garbage.
just-
Why do you think I'm so frustrated right
They
now?
were just in
Terrible.
You know what's the coolest thing about the Kabuki Warriors? Now that Asuka is heel, she's painting her face again. And I like the fact that she's starting to paint her face again.
I'm gonna paint her face
All right.
Hey!
Easy now.
and eat her butt.
All right.
when Natty announced that Lacey Evans was her partner, it went
Zero
it was
reaction.
flat.
Dude,
Nobody gave.
Natalia gets zero reaction. Kabuki Warriors came out, and the crowd cheered like crazy when it came out. Natalia's music hit, and everybody's like, oh.
Yeah.
Natalia is the least over human being in all of WWE, and they just keep shoving her out there.
Beige curtains.
Like I said, when dude, she's worse than beige curtains. She's like someone threw up on your curtains, and you just can't get the smell out.
It's like the plastic seat covers on your grandma's couch.
If you remember when Sasha first came back, and she was like attacking everybody.
Yeah.
And I forgot who she jumped, and then everybody was expecting Becky to come out and save, and then Natalia came out. I never heard a crowd deflate like that. Like they're like, oh, like they're chanting for Becky, and then Natalia runs out, and you just hear everybody go, oh.
And the crickets go wild.
Yeah.
She's the most. I've never seen anybody as not over like she is. Like it's sad. And
Go back
it's
to the fart
heartbreaking.
gimmick. When she was just farting for no reason. Like she just had a flatulence problem.
Now the Italian knife part.
Yeah.
And then the Kabuki Warriors won, which was a cool spot. She hit the woman's right on the little one, the pirate. Why am I so bad? I gotta stop. I'm not.
Kairi Sane.
So she pops Kyrie. Kyrie drops like his bag is like that was great. How she just stiffed up and just fell down face first on the mat. And then they just rolled her up while she wasn't even looking because they did the blind tag. And it was dope. It was a heel move. It was great. But you know who got cheered? The Kabuki Warriors. And they're the bad guys. They got a massive pop. The only good guys that got a massive pop and should have was the Viking Raiders when they won the tag belts.
That was history for them. I mean, they won
Dude, everything.
everything.
I think they've.
There was a
Did they beat the Dudley Boys now? They have more belts and more federations than the Dudley Boys?
No, Dudley Boys have like 30 or something like that. They're
But I'm just saying, though, like NGPW, like ROH. Like, I don't think the Dudley Boys had the ROH belts.
yeah. I mean, but who cares?
well, fine. You say something
But
then.
no, but I'm saying like those
They had more legit.
They had more legit like major league championships is what.
Yeah. I mean, it's
the whole thing to it. Like the Viking Raiders did not. They were never Impact or WW. They were WWE. Like they were never TNA tag champs.
Yeah, but when it mattered,
ROH to me matters way more than
when it mattered, Legion of Doom had the most. They had New Japan. They've had WCW, NWA, and WF. Like, who cares about the other?
So did Steiner Brothers. The Steiner Brothers are the
Yeah.
same.
Do you know?
But
Do you know
who
that
cares?
the
It's
Legion
all
of Doom
dudes.
is how Joey Janela learned how to not sell.
Yeah, well, he's not a jacked up 350-pound like warrior.
Whoa!
Dude, don't even make me start.
Why can't you bring up Janela?
Do not compare Janelle to the Road Warriors.
You ruined it, son of a bitch!
The greatest tag team that ever lived.
Yeah, so Raw sucked. But
Here's the thing.
Raw sucked. Raw literally took the life out of me. It was kind of like Hell in a Cell for you to week. I was like, oh well, let's see where it goes, and it was okay. By time Monday was over, I didn't want to watch wrestling for the rest of the
Are
week.
you guys watching SmackDown tonight when you get back?
No.
I'm gonna watch.
I am because
I have to interview someone for my new bar.
I've got
You should have
stuff to do.
SmackDown on your.
Somehow I'm the hiring manager, but I'm not getting paid. So.
I know all about not getting paid.
Wi-Fi radio.
Speaking of not getting paid, someone's not getting her.
Somebody doesn't know what month it is.
That touchpad stinks.
That's all right. We'll talk about not getting paid later. But I am excited for the Viking Raiders, but I just want them to take any tag division seriously in WWE. Like if it's like come up with a storyline that doesn't revolve around a belt.
I don't understand why the tag division didn't just go to Raw. Raw
The
has
entire
3
tag
hours.
division.
Put the entire tag division on Raw. Take some of whatever else. Put the women maybe on SmackDown. But
Maybe.
something like that. But it's just spreading. They spread all the teams out. The women's tag teams also, and the women's division, and the men's tag teams. And they were so lopsided. I think Raw at one point had 3 tag teams after the draft.
Yeah, it was weird because they wanted the draft sucked. And
It's so boring.
I mean, but the
SmackDown drafts, Daniel Bryan. Everybody's like, really? Did you?
Cool. That's great.
and it was like the way she was announcing it, she was like she would say something like, "Oh, it's going to be more positive because," and then say that the New Day was going to do. It was like, just shut up and just. We can accomplish this with a graphic. You don't even have to be out there announcing it.
Yeah.
And as I said that, Lucas was like, I'm not going to object to Stephanie McMahon being on TV. She's nice to look at. And I was like, sure, but
20 years ago she was nice to look at.
It's boring.
It is. The whole thing was very, very boring.
It's like
I didn't care for it.
I have seen better drafts when the window was
Not only
left open.
that, the whole draft wasn't even for us. Even though we're the ones actually watching the show. It's for these potential fans that they think they're getting from Fox. So when they're like, Daniel Bryan is traded to SmackDown, someone who's never watched wrestling is like, oh, he's going to SmackDown. Okay, cool. But everybody else is like, yeah, he's been on SmackDown for, almost 3 years straight?
Yeah.
Yeah, when they go, oh, the Raw Tag Team Champions are going to stay on Raw. Okay.
Great.
All right.
Super.
The only thing good that came out of the draw was hearing that Gulak is coming to SmackDown, I think. And then you got like 2 other call-ups from 205 Live. Like
Carrillo.
Samoa Joe.
Well, Samoa Joe's coming back. Like, that sucked seeing him in that, whatever that sports room thing is.
Yeah, that was dumb. But
It was sitting there in a button-down shirt being all stupid.
But he was like on the injury list.
Yeah, I know he's been injured, but keep him off TV. I don't want to...
Dude, this is what bothers me, man. They're trying to present it like it's a sport. People know it's what it is.
Yeah.
They try to present it like a sport,
but that's
Fox
why-
treats it like a joke. Look at the advertisement for
But
it.
that's why NWA is so good, because they're like, this is professional wrestling. This is professional wrestling. And people who know the history of, Andre the Giants, the Bruno Sammartinos, the whoever's, they understand that, so they're going to watch that. They're not going to watch this parody of... I don't know what it is, dude. I don't know what I saw.
I just wish I didn't. I just wish I didn't work on the days. I would rather watch AEW right now and NWA and NXT and just be done with Raw and SmackDown. Don't get me wrong, AJ is one of my favorites. Daniel Bryan has always been one of my favorites, but I am done with this storytelling.
It's not the
AJ's
talent.
not,
Yeah,
okay,
it's not the
Daniel
talent.
Bryan versus Austin would be a cool match.
Yeah,
very,
very
very
awesome.
cool.
But Eric Rowan goes to Raw, and then Luke Harper doesn't even get traded.
Yeah. Well, he
Meanwhile,
did. He just got traded on that stupid... It was some
Where'd he
YouTube
get
channel
traded?
thing.
Blockbuster
On SmackDown, they split him up.
Oh, really?
Already, they split them up.
Yeah, because they had the best match on the show, on the pay-per-view, so that makes sense just to get
They
rid
are
of both.
so good together.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Want to share a pop?
I don't know why.
And then they're hurting on tag teams, and they need a tag team division. You got 2 guys that are like dominant tag team wrestlers
that are good,
who would look awesome against the Viking Raiders because their styles would really be cool to get.
Well,
and
they should go back to the Bludgeon Brothers and then wrestle the Viking
I just like
Raiders.
calling them Rowan
Bro,
and Harper.
yeah, I
Like,
agree. Like the Wyatt, though, I can just call him the
Dude,
Wyatt
whatever
family.
happened to that hammer, that Hell in the Cell that Bray Wyatt had? He just had some big ass Harley Quinn
Yeah.
hammer.
Yeah.
Like
What
that
about
was
it?
like one of the Bludgeon Brothers hammer.
That was drafted to
Seth
Raw.
burned it down.
Seth burnt the hammer down.
He had that in the Firefly Fun House.
Oh yeah,
before.
he smashed the
rabbit guy.
Yeah.
What
The
was
Rambling Rabbit.
Rambling Rabbit.
Rambling Rabbit.
So that'd be
rules.
cool if they come back next week on Raw and the Firefly Funhouse is like all like cinders and the puppets are all burnt up and everything like that.
You know what? It'll
That'd
be
kind of
better
neat.
if it's just new and improved, like the sets on
No.
SmackDown and Raw.
What they should do is he should come on next week, and all the puppets should be running around with like flames on them. He just heard how he's trying to put out the flames.
Maybe it was the evil Vince McMahon puppet that told Seth Rollins where the Firefly Funhouse was. It's like, you're a corporate guy, get in there.
Dude, that's the best when he puts money in his mouth and then dollar signs show.
Look what I made. Cha-ching.
Yeah.
All right, should we do our gimmick?
Do it.
Do it. Who wins wrestling this week?
Who wins wrestling? Blah, 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 blah.
Not Raw or SmackDown, as you've previously heard.
No.
I'm going to go first because Keith Lee. Bottom line, I don't understand how you could not pick Keith Lee.
I love Keith Lee. I do.
That match was amazing. I thought that was the match. Well, the match in general of the week, and I'm really looking forward to next week. That's it. Keith Lee. Remember how excited we were when he first got drafted or whatever, when he first got signed to NXT, and we're like, hell yeah! But then they didn't do anything with him for like a year.
Yeah.
So now they're finally doing something with him. So I'm happy as hell. Now, one of you guys go. That's how this works.
I'm trying to think, man. I don't really have
I'm going
anybody.
Marco Stunt.
Yeah?
Because the guy, nobody wants him there because he's like 3 feet tall and he's a little dude. And then they put him against probably the best tag team in the world right now. And they used him properly. They just kept throwing him at him.
Mm-hmm.
They kept doing moves where they were just lifting him up and dropping him, and he would just take a head scissor takeover. He looked like a star for the first time in my eyes.
Mm-hmm. Now, was he the guy that came out when SCU got jumped, or was he the guy that replaced Luchasaurus?
He's the one who replaced Luchasaurus.
Okay, never mind. Who was the guy that came out to replace the guy in SCU?
Scorpio Sky.
Scorpio Sky. All right,
he's great. Scorpio Sky is great.
Yeah, I just like the fact that he came out like still getting dressed. He's like had one boot on and one sock. And JR made a point of it, and that just reminded me of Better Off Dead. Like, he's skiing on one ski.
But you know what, dude? That's real storytelling. Like, if he didn't think he's wrestling the match and he's in the back and they're like, yo, he's hurt. And he's like, oh, I got to get out there.
Yeah.
And he's trying to rush out to the ring. It's like little details like that are always like good.
Yeah.
But I thought Marco Stunt looked like a star. Like, finally. And I don't know. A lot of people probably want to say Darby Allin, but I don't know.
Meh.
He's
Stop
good,
painting
but I'm
your
not
face.
into his character.
I'm getting tired of the face paint in AEW. Like, everybody comes out, like Jericho came in with face paint.
Well, it's all half face paint too. Like nobody does a full face.
What the hell? Like,
Well,
why?
Jericho does that Clockwork Orange thing. It's kind of weird.
It's
but
it doesn't make any sense. Jericho's making less sense. I love him to death, but he's making less sense. Like, what is?
He's on that wing show. It's actually pretty good. He does that show where you have to eat
Wings?
the hot wings.
I know what you're talking about. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, I watched Austin's and then I watched Jericho's back to back, and I think Jericho's was better. Austin
I didn't
just
watch
seemed-
either of them.
Austin
I
just
gotta
seemed way
check
too
it out.
happy to be there, and it was weird.
What's the thing called?
It's
Hot
like
Ones or something?
Hot Ones, yeah.
Hot Ones.
Okay, yeah. My sister watches that show.
Yeah.
That's how I knew about it. But that's funny. I've seen clips of it here and there, and I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
It's a good premise or a good concept for a show.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, do you have a Who Wins Wrestling?
It was cool seeing Trevor Murdoch.
I was gonna say that too.
Stolen.
All right, well, it was cool seeing Mr. Kennedy.
Yeah,
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson, whatever.
I love that when Kokomata comes out. It's like, yeah, I got a guy, I got a partner, and his name is, and then he stops like, Mister, and I'm like, oh my god, I forgot he existed.
Yeah, he was a guy who should have been a star in WWE.
Yeah.
And,
They jumped the ball with him so hard.
yeah.
You don't make Randy Orton mad.
Yeah.
That's what happened to him and Kofi
Bob Holly.
and whatever girl he pooped in her bag. Yeah, Randy's a dick.
But
Trevor Murdoch, though, man.
He gave a nice little attaboy to Ali a couple weeks ago, and he said he was a nice guy.
Good job.
Well, I guess
Now
he
you're
is
calling him a
now.
dick.
He married some chick with like 3 kids, and it all mellowed him out. Yeah.
Yeah, Trevor Murdoch is another guy that I thought was dead. Who's the other guy that?
You just assume they're dead.
Who's the other guy that he teamed with in WWE?
Lance
that guy
Cade.
is dead.
Lance Cade is dead.
Yes.
Yes, he's dead.
Don't have one guy die and then fire the other guy because then they mix them up.
Then I mixed them up, and I think they're both dead. but what I was going to say, my person who wins wrestling this week was the guy that wrestled Trevor Murdoch.
Yeah,
Ricky Starks.
Yeah,
Ricky's
he's good.
Yeah, he's really good.
He surprised everybody with how he came out, and it was like he kind of had this goofball dance to him that was very shindy-rific, and then
But his
like
promo that
and then
he
he
cut-
worked like real well, and then
Yeah.
his promo was
What is
hotness.
Shindy anyway?
What's that?
What is Shindy?
S-word indie.
Okay.
Yeah, like the independent wrestling, but it's the worst of it.
How are you part of a wrestling podcast and you never?
Dude, because we don't use those type of words.
I don't speak carny, you weirdo.
I'm the guy who taught Shawn Michaels how to speak carny.
What was that
Carny.
commercial? What was that? Is there seriously a store that sells waffles and tire irons? Because I want to go there.
Nick,
I'll give me a
where was it?
gold-plated tire iron.
Where was it? Where was it, Matt?
Consideration paid for by the following.
There we go.
I'm Tony Falk from Paducah, Kentucky.
Paducah.
I've been in the wrestling business for over 40 years. You may know me. I'm the one that taught Shawn Michaels how to speak Kizarny. Back
Kizarny.
in the day when I used to travel down the road in my old Delta 88 Oldsmobile, I became fond of two things, waffles and tire irons.
Power iron.
That's why I decided to open my own store. Tony Falk, waffles, and tire irons.
What the hell? The echo effect is the best.
Our tire irons, solid gold.
Solid gold.
And our waffles offer only the best of organic and gluten-free ingredients.
I love it. Like
Stop by and tell them Uncle Tony sent you.
This is embarrassing.
the stock image of the waffles look like the ewest waffles.
Yeah.
They didn't look good. They don't look organic and fresh.
Oh, man. All right.
There's
Let's plug our
there's a
stuff and get
match
outta
with
here.
him against The Rock on YouTube.
Really?
When Rock was, I guess when they wrestled.
Did you
in
find out if it
Memphis
was a
or
real place, Matt?
whatever. I don't think it is, but he's a real wrestler. He was
Yeah.
a wrestler.
Maybe
Tony
they're trying
Falk-
to keep with the old gimmick and just do the old like local television ads.
Can we use that on our show every week? And
What,
say
that
that
they're sponsoring us?
that they sponsor us. Tony
Maybe.
Falk's waffles and tire irons.
If you're from Paducah,
Paducah.
Kentucky, I'm not licensed in your state. Yeah, man. All right, Mark, what's going on with your podcast?
Had some discussions with Mr. Robinson and AKA Fidel Podcastro,
Yeah.
and we're talking about it, but he's still pretty much trapped in law school. So
So we're waiting on a release date.
yeah, so we're waiting on when he can finally sit down. We'll grab some people. We'll start about. I'm gonna try to put about 6 to 10 shows in the can before I even start releasing them. That way we can advertise. Because I'm gonna have to change my Twitter handle and my Instagram handle. Which I love Tully and Tasty Cakes, so I'm gonna have to change it. And I'm gonna have to change it so people can contact me to come on and tell their stories that we're gonna have them tell.
Don't go changing.
Yeah.
Try to please.
So I need
Don't go changing water.
I need theme music and a logo design.
There you
still,
go.
too.
Matt Bomboy, you listening?
Matt, design me a logo.
He's not listening.
Corey, what do you
Corey, he's not listening.
Corey, what do you got this week?
Matt, if you're listening, call in right now. Please.
On Monday,
On the phone lines don't work.
Nothing works.
Nothing works in here.
on Monday, I'm releasing an
Voice is
episode.
freaking terrible.
The third episode with guest Josh Colon, who is now the CBF middleweight boxing champion. And man, he's
How do you get these people?
he's about to be. Well, Josh has been my friend since like 2008. He's from the MTV Real World. He's been in the studio here.
Yeah.
But he's in the middle of building up a feud with Aaron Carter of Backstreet Boy brother fame.
Cool. Backstreat Boy brother?
He was he's Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys
All
brother.
right, whatever. Move on. What else?
Yeah. Check out the newest episode that's on there. Sunny Kiss and Killy McMurphy.
Other
Episode
wrestlers that
48.
haven't been in the studio before? So, Matt, you got a network pick this week?
Also, I haven't watched extra stuff on the network, but there's a new ride along I'm going to check out.
Yeah?
With EC3.
EC3, baby.
I say check Hot Ones out with Chris Jericho.
There you go.
Also,
We got YouTube pick.
This Sunday
Yeah,
in Vineland, New Jersey,
Sunday.
I'll be wrestling at the
I'll be asleep.
whatever that convention is that's in Vineland. Cosplay
I'm
Pro
glad you're
Wrestling.
covering this and not me.
And then next Friday, I will be making my debut at Work Rate Entertainment in Easton, PA.
Very nice.
So check that
I
out
will
on
be
my Instagram.
I will be the ring announcer for the Cosplay Pro Wrestling Show, and that is the VLP Fan Con in Vineland, New Jersey.
Ring announce next to you.
Only if you take a bunch of cold medicine before you can.
I'm just gonna be like this the whole time.
Come to the ring.
Oh wow!
Ring.
Look at that kick out. 1, 2. Oh, he's out. Never mind.
Yeah, man. Check out the merchandise store for Rassle Rock. It's teespring.com/store/Rassle-Rock. We're adding more shirts to it. Just came up with a whole bunch of new
from the
designs.
outside.
Can
He's still ringing this. Okay.
can I tell you a shirt idea I have?
Oh my God! We're like 5 minutes over. No, tell me off air.
Here's the idea.
Oh my God.
No, go ahead.
tinyurl.com/YouTube Rick Connor. That's my YouTube channel. Please subscribe. We're very, very close to 1,000 subscribers.
What?
Yeah,
That was like
getting
that seems overnight. Right?
freaking huge. Yeah, it's we're at like 930 something now. So yeah,
Rick said almost 1,000
that's
subscribers.
where we can watch the full episodes of Rassle Rock too now.
yes, we have a short clip of it'll be like
We have the full episodes up there.
the full episodes. I
So
just
me
started
like just
doing.
texting on my phone like Matt is. Like, I was just watching this.
Yeah, it's gonna be up in the corner there. So yeah, it's full episodes now. You can actually see us. Hello.
That's awesome. Though I want to check one out.
Yeah. Like I said, we're
'Cause I'm
probably
vain.
going to get demonetized on YouTube just for playing all this stuff like the Nick
Rick
Burke clips and stuff.
Lobster!
Yeah.
It's not like a full song. It's just 2 seconds of it. You can get away with it.
Can we?
I don't know.
Cool. Thank
I
you
don't
for
work for YouTube.
thank you for explaining the YouTube rules and regulations to me. And
not
check
the
out
one
this
with
other
the music.
podcast to do with Mark's sister called It's Something to Do. We have also merchandise somewhere. Check that out.
We also have merchandise somewhere.
Somewhere. I don't know. I got this for my birthday. I was very excited about it. But that'll be about it for this podcast. And we'll see you next week.
If you're in Paducah, Kentucky, check out.
Let us know if the store exists.
Someone please contact me and let me know.
Because I want a gold-plated tire iron. All right. That'll about do it for this episode of Rassle Rock. I'm Rick Connor.
Mark Hallbacher.
I'm Corey Castle.
Matt Flowers.
Let's take it out what we always do. Mr. Nick Burke. Oh, my God. That went way too long. I'm sitting here sweating to death. Oh, my God.
All right, here's the idea I have. For